The last time, we ended with Planet Namek being destroyed by the galactic tyrant Frieza. Though, before it could explode, Gine became a Super Saiyan of legend and killed the tyrant. As she escaped the planet Yardrat, the heroes started to plan out the rest of their wishes on the Dragon Balls, which they wish all the heroes had died against the Saiyans back, along with wishing the Namekians to be transported to the new planet. Which, this brings us where we left off, as another galactic tyrant is approaching Earth. A year passes after the last wish on the Dragon Balls were made, so it is now age 764. As everyone is either on Earth or relaxing, they would sense a strong power level coming to Earth. While it isn't Frieza's energy, they would realize that it feels similar to his ki. Vegeta and Yamcha would be the first ones there. Then Bulma and Poir show up since she wanted to see the tyrant since she'd never seen Frieza. After this, Tien and Shatsu arrives, then Piccolo, and lastly, Krillin, Gohan, and Goku. Which, as King Cold lands on Earth, he mentions that there's 3 more hours before the Super Saiyan arrives. Though, as he was about to send out his men to kill the Earthlings, a mysterious warrior lands in front of him, saying he's come to kill him. King Cold orders his soldiers to kill him, but all of them are wiped out easily without him breaking a sweat. The heroes would have noticed one huge key appearing while many small ones disappeared, and would be curious about what is going on. King Cold would be curious if he was a Super Saiyan, but the mysterious warrior would tell him he is, but he wasn't the Super Saiyan he was looking for. Regardless, he powers up into the swarm and kills King Cold like Mecha Frieza was killed, by being sliced into bits and blasted. Which, this is when all the heroes would fly over to see who killed King Cold, as they would realize it wasn't Goku. When the mysterious warrior spots them, he says he knows where the Super Saiyan from Namek will land, and if they want to meet them, they should follow him. They do follow him, and once they land they ask what all this is about. Since Goku is already here, he would ask to talk to him in private, which Goku probably would, as he would be excited to see how strong this guy is. Regardless, after they fly to somewhere where the others can't hear, the mysterious warrior would introduce himself as Trunks. Future Trunks would then go on to say he's from 20 years in the future, and that he has Saiyan blood because he is Vegeta's son. He would then go on to give the typical warning that in 3 years on May 12th around 10 AM, 2 androids will appear on an island 9 miles southwest of South City. He would then explain that they were made by Dr. Gero of the Red Ribbon Army, and that all the heroes died fighting them, except for Goku, as he died of the heart virus, which he still eventually gives him the cure and reveals that Bulma is his mother, as he mentions her telling him about Goku. Future Trunks then tells him that in 3 hours the Super Saiyan from Namek will arrive here, and that Goku will want to wait around to meet them. Then he leaves. As Goku goes back over to the heroes, he finds difficulty in trying to explain it without revealing Future Trunks' identity. So since Piccolo was able to hear it all, he explains it for Goku. Anyway, Goku decides to wait to see the Super Saiyan arrive, and so do the others as well, which, when the pod lands and Gine exits, she would be surprised to see people waiting there for her, though the most surprising thing to her is that she would see Kakarot there, which she'd run and hug him with tears in her eyes, though he would be confused since he wouldn't recognize her. She would explain to him that she is his mother, and that when he was sent off planet, she was as well, but her pod ended up going to a different planet than his. She would explain what her life was like after she left planet Vegeta, but she wouldn't talk about this for long, and she would be curious to hear what Kakarot was up to. He would explain the thing he was told about hitting his head, so he didn't remember anything, and that the person who found him, his grandpa Gohan, named him Goku. He would then explain all the adventures he had on Earth since then, though when he eventually explains the part about Raditz, Gine would be saddened to hear this but would understand why Goku did what he did. Though, since Gine knows about the Dragon Balls and Namek, she would have a plan to revive Raditz, though she'd ask what happened with the Namekians, and Goku would explain that King Kai found a new planet for them. When asking where this planet is, he would say he doesn't know, but King Kai can tell her. So, Goku helps her get in contact with King Kai, who then guides her to New Namek. Before she summons the dragon, she talks with the Namekians and tells them what she's doing and that she'll visit often, but she's staying on Earth with her sons now. Anyway, since the Namekian Dragon Balls don't have a time limit for revival, she wishes for Raditz to be revived. Since she doesn't have any other wishes besides that, she lets the dragon know that and goes back to Earth. When she gets back to Earth, she searches for Raditz, and once she eventually finds him, he would be confused about why he is alive. He would be even more shocked to see his mother land in front of him, but she would explain to him what she did, though he would quickly be berated for trying to fight and kill his own brother, and that what happened to him was his fault. She wouldn't be mad for long though, as she would just be happy to see her son. From there, she would explain everything that she has been up to like she did to Goku, and have him explain as well. After that, she would teleport herself and Raditz to where Goku and the others are. The heroes would be shocked to see Raditz, but Gine would make Raditz apologize for his actions. After this, Gine would ask where they can stay, and Goku would ask Bulma if they could stay at Capsule Corp while a house within is built up on Mount Palsu, which, during this time at Capsule Corp, Vegeta would still have started a relationship with Bulma. This brings up the question of if Raditz would develop a relationship with anyone while here, and I think he would. Though, as for who this would be, I think the only option would have been Bulma's sister, Tights, since this would have been the only person he was likely to meet at Capsule Corp. Also, Raditz would have been training with Gine along with Goku to try and get Super Saiyan, along with training to get stronger to face the androids. When Raditz isn't training with them, he would most likely train with Vegeta, though once Raditz unlocks Super Saiyan before Raditz, this would probably spark a rivalry between him and Vegeta. However, with them training together, this might be a slightly friendlier rivalry than Goku and Vegeta's. Vegeta might still be on Earth though, since he would be training with Raditz, so he might end up staying on the planet to train instead of going to space to unlock Super Saiyan. He also might unlock Super Saiyan earlier, since he has some sort of guidance from someone that knows how to unlock it. This would most likely mean he has a closer relationship with Bulma since he didn't leave to space, though not much closer. Regardless, 3 years pass of this training, as the heroes all start flying towards where they agreed to meet up. While Goku, Gohan, Gine, Raditz, and Piccolo are flying together, they end up meeting up with Krillin in the sky too. When they arrive, Yamcha and Tien are already there, along with Bulma and Tights. Goku was still making the mistake of saying Trunks' name and who his father was before Bulma told him. Also, at this point, Tights would have had children with Raditz as well. Since my friend suggested I do this what if, I asked her about the Raditz surviving thing and if he should have kids, which she said yeah. When I asked her about the children thing, she said to have Raditz and Tights have twin daughters, so that's what I did. Tights would be holding her 2 daughters, which I chose their names from the undergarments Camisole and Chemise, to fit with the Breeze family naming scheme. I chose these two so I could make similar names for them, which were Cami and Chemi, as most twins I met had names starting with the same letter, which in this case would be the letter C. Also, something to mention is that since Goku was on Earth a year earlier, he and Chi-Chi could have had Goten a year earlier, so he would be born in the same year as Trunks and Raditz's daughters. Yajirobe arrives as well, though he's only there to give them the sensu beams, and then he leaves shortly after. So as he leaves, the ship is still destroyed, and they see the androids flying down into the city afterwards. But since they were too far away, they couldn't tell what they looked like. As they get ready to go to the city, Goku sends Gohan after Yajirobe, then they take off. Yamcha is the one that ends up finding the androids as Android 19 attacks 2 people, and Android 20 attacks someone in the car, which causes the nearby onlooker to scream, thus alerting Yamcha to their location. They eventually land behind him, and Android 20 grabs him and starts to drain his energy, before stabbing him through the chest. The heroes sense this and land in front of the androids, while Krillin grabs Yamcha and leaves with him. Goku and the others then lead the androids to a deserted area to fight, while Yamcha says he needs to warn them about the androids draining energy. So Gohan, Krillin, and Yamcha all take off to go help out the heroes against the androids. After they land, Tien notices Goku is out of breath, but while talking with the androids, Goku still shows off Super Saiyan since he didn't know about it. From there, he flies to Android 19 and starts fighting with him, though Goku is beating him down at first. Since Goku is trying to rush his fight, he ends up using the Kamehameha, which is when Android 19 absorbs it. This is when Yamcha and Piccolo tell Goku to watch out for their hands, that's how they absorb energy. At this point, Goku is getting beaten down by the android, and when they see Goku clutching his chest, they realize the heart virus is starting to take effect. As Android 19 has Goku down to drain his energy, the heroes try to step in and stop him, but Android 20 gets in the way. Piccolo tries to stop Android 20, but he is blasted down by the mechanical menace. At this point, is when Vegeta flies in, with Vegeta knocking Android 19 away from Goku. Piccolo still gets up and reveals he was faking being dead when Vegeta arrives, and Vegeta talks to Goku for a minute before kicking him over to the other heroes. This is when Yamcha leaves with Goku to get him the heart medicine, while Vegeta shows off him going Super Saiyan, which shocks the heroes. After this, he starts to fight with Android 19 and is easily beating him down. After getting beaten down for a while and slammed into the ground making a crater, the android lies motionless, though when Vegeta approaches, the mechanical menace grabs the Saiyan Prince and starts to drain his energy. Vegeta still gets out of this by using his legs to push himself away, which rips off Android 19's hands in the process. After this, when the android starts to flee from Vegeta, he just flies up and charges the Big Bang attack, which, when it hits the android, it easily destroys it. Vegeta then powers back down to base form and tells Android 20 that this is his chance to beat him. He used all of his energy, but instead of fighting, the android flees into the mountains, so Vegeta gets a sensu beam from Krillin, goes Super Saiyan again, and chases after Android 20. The heroes chase after him as well, and Vegeta still tries to flush him out with a blast, but the android absorbs it, then easily escapes again. Eventually he grabs Piccolo and starts to drain his energy, so he speaks telepathically to Gohan, so the young boy flies in and knocks the android off of him. The rest of the heroes get there, and Krillin gives Piccolo a senzu bean. From there, he removes his weighted clothing and tells Vegeta not to interfere in their fight. The Namekian is easily beating down the android, which in the meantime, Future Trunks arrives from the future again. Piccolo ends up slicing off one of Android 20's hands, while Future Trunks arrives at the battlefield and sees the remains of Android 19, and realizes these aren't the androids he knows. He then flies off to where the heroes are, and once seeing Android 20, he tells them that these aren't the androids from his future. Regardless, currently Bulma, Tights, and Yajirobe were flying by in their ship, so Android 20 shoots it down, which Trunks saves him while Vegeta goes to fly after the android, but he gets in his way and asks why he didn't save his wife, kid, and sister-in-law. Vegeta just says he has no use for sentiment and takes off, while Bulma tells Gohan and Krillin that she recognized Android 20 as Dr. Gero. As Bulma starts explaining to everyone she knows about Dr. Gero, Piccolo tells Future Trunks to explain to them what the androids from the future looks like, so he describes what Androids 17 and 18 look like. From there, Vegeta takes off and Trunks goes after him too, yelling "Dad" in the process, with Raditz flying after the android too. When Bulma questions this, Piccolo tells her that he is her son Trunks from the future. In the meantime, Piccolo, Krillin, Tien, and Gine go to search for the lab while Gohan takes Bulma and Yajirobe back to where Goku is. Eventually, when Dr. Gero reaches his lab, Krillin spots him going inside, so Gero just goes inside since he thinks Krillin can't do anything. However, Krillin alerts the others about his location by raising his key. Inside the lab, Dr. Gero awakens Android 17 first, then Android 18. But when they see he has the shutoff remote, number 17 takes it and destroys it, which, this is when the heroes arrive, so Piccolo gets ready to blast the lab's door down, though they hear them talking from inside, so they realize the androids have been awoken, which Vegeta just hurries up and blasts open the lab, which is when we see Android 18 trying to awaken Android 16. Dr. Gero tries to order them to stop this, so Android 17 quickly kills the doctor and walks back to number 16's capsule. However, Future Trunks tries to blast and destroy the androids, but they escape with his paw and let Android 16 out of it. The androids talk for a minute, and since they have nothing else to do, they still take off towards Goku's house. Vegeta still goes to chase after them, but Trunks tries to stop him. After hitting the Future Warrior, he takes off, along with Raditz. As the androids land on the road to get a car, both Vegeta and Raditz land behind them shortly. This is when they try to get Android 16 to fight Vegeta, but he refuses to, so Android 18 steps up to fight him instead. Which, while Android 18 steps up to fight Vegeta, Android 17 steps up to fight Raditz, with Android 16 left to spectate.